Today, I am going to review the movie Me Time. At the very least, Kevin Hart deserves credit for his prolific nature in maintaining the middle-brow, upper-middle budget studio comedy on his own terms, following the torturous The Man from Toronto. Hart stars in Me Time, another Netflix bromance comedy opposite Mark Wahlberg. Imagine it as a grown man's risky business, in which a decent Mr. Mom type receives an unsupervised week at home after serving as a stay-at-home dad for a long period to support his career-driven wife. At her own risk, include a lot of jokes about drinking, defecation, and masturbation. During Me Time, they pour in, but as is to be expected, only a select few make it. This farce, however, has a certain endearing charm at its center. It was written and directed by John Hamburg, the man behind successful films like Zoolander, Meet the Parents, Along Came Polly, and I Love You, Man. If you look closely enough, you can find meaningful activities in this occasionally uncomfortable, occasionally too structured text. A few heartfelt depictions of unconventional heterosexual marriages in which the woman is the breadwinner, a celebration of friendship, and a few more such moments almost make up for the appalling special effects. Hart plays Sonny, the aforementioned Mr. Mom. We first meet Huck, who enjoys adventure and frequently overspends on an extravagant and adventurous birthday holiday while he is in his 22nd. We might infer from their skydiving experience, which enlivens the initially reserved Sonny, that Huck pushes the bounds of the circumspect, similarly conservative Sonny. However, the camera shifts to years later, when Sonny is hardly in touch with Huck after going on multiple adventures with him. He has established himself as a responsible adult with his 2 children and his renowned architect wife Maya, for whom he is the main caretaker. Credit to Me Time for not portraying Sonny as a stuck and miserable guy. The man genuinely enjoys cooking elaborate meals, enthusiastically serving as the PTA president at his children's school, and generally being a great father, in contrast to Maya, who occasionally struggles to remember her children's tastes and medical needs. And let's be clear, Maya is never made out to be the archetypal cold, cruel career lady in Me Time, in a wonderfully effective way. This movie acknowledges and understands that if it's socially acceptable for a successful professional guy to shirk some parental duties without feeling bad, it should unquestionably be the same for a woman. Even yet, Maya feels guilty about the time she spends away from her loved ones, especially when she gets close to a big deal with eccentric eco-billionaire Armando and the idea of launching her own company. Before she and her kids go for a rural retreat, Maya persuades Sonny to take advantage of a free week and possibly revive his connection with Huck. They don't know that Huck is still unemployed and owes homicidal loan shark Stan a substantial chunk of money despite his upcoming lavish birthday celebration. The picture receives a few hearty chuckles from Armando, who is similar to Hank Azaria's scuba instructor from Along Came Polly, and they are directly out of the Hamburg playbook. He also does a fantastic job playing the wealthy, wonderfully crazy, and charmingly gorgeous man who Sonny is jealous of. How could he not be when Maya and Armando cozily binge-watch Bridgerton on long flights and send loving gifs to one another? Thelma, an unafraid deadpan Uber driver, helps Huck and Sonny ruin Armando's Topanga Canyon mansion through an exciting scenario, which is the most inventive of the duo's action-packed shenanigans. Their antics, which include some very shoddy CGI of a mountain lion, vary from humorous to cringy in the meanwhile. The Me Time movie's structural problems make the plot drag. For instance, it takes too long for Huck to show up again in the second act, and there are way too many supporting characters in the whole thing. Despite this, it still has enough advantages thanks to an endearingly oddball collection of people who only need to be somewhat mad in order to thrive as their authentic selves.